Have you ever felt it? That gut-wrenching, familiar ache when another relationship crumbles, mirroring the last and the one before that? It's a vicious cycle, a suffocating void that leaves you wondering if you're cursed, or if something is fundamentally broken within you. You invest your heart, your hopes, your very soul, only to find yourself back at square one, standing amidst the ruins of what could have been. This isn't bad luck. This isn't random. This is your unconscious speaking, echoing patterns you've never quite recognized, pulling you back into the same emotional quicksand. And if you're tired of this invisible prison, this script holds the key to your liberation. For years, you've tried to solve these relational puzzles using your conscious mind. You've analyzed, rationalized, blamed others, blamed yourself. You've sought advice, read self-help books, and made promises to yourself that this time will be different. Yet here you are once again facing the same old script, just with different actors. This relentless repetition isn't a flaw in your character, it's a profound signal. Carl Jung, the legendary psychologist, understood this intimately. He believed that what remains unconscious appears in our lives as fate or destiny. When you find yourself in a perpetual loop of unfulfilling or toxic relationships, it's not some cosmic joke. It's your deepest, most hidden parts screaming for attention, demanding integration, trying to bring buried truths to light. I promise you, this isn't about finding the perfect partner. It's about becoming the person who can attract and sustain a truly fulfilling connection. We're going to dive into the shadows of your psyche, unearthing the hidden blueprints that have dictated your relational destiny. We will expose the subtle magnetisms that pull you towards the same destructive patterns, and then, we will equip you with transformative power to finally break free. This isn't just theory. This is about a radical metamorphosis that will redefine your entire approach to love, self-worth, and connection. The core concept we must embrace is the shadow self and the anima/animus, powerful archetypes within Jungian psychology. Your unconscious mind isn't just a storage bin for forgotten memories, it's a living, breathing entity, a magnetic force that shapes your reality, especially your relationships. When aspects of yourself are denied, repressed, or remain unintegrated, your shadow, they don't disappear. Instead, they project outwards, seeking expression through the people you attract. That unacknowledged weakness, that suppressed desire, that unhealed wound, they all find their way into your partners, becoming the very source of your relational struggles. The psychology of this problem is deeply rooted in what Jung called projection. You fall in love, not just with another person but with the projected image of your own unconscious content. The dazzling qualities you adore might be parts of your unlived potential. The frustrating flaws you despise might be aspects of your own shadow you refuse to acknowledge. This explains why, even after escaping a bad relationship, you often find yourself with someone new who possesses eerily similar destructive traits. It's because the original pattern, the unconscious wound, remains unresolved within you. Until you retrieve these projections, until you integrate the fragmented parts of yourself, you are doomed to repeat the same painful lessons. This video will show you how to finally break this interminable cycle. The most insidious part of these recurring patterns is their invisibility. They operate beneath the surface, like subtle currents in the ocean, pulling you towards familiar shores even when your conscious mind yearns for new horizons. You might notice a magnetic pull towards partners who are emotionally unavailable, or perhaps those who require constant rescuing, or even those who replicate the unresolved dynamics with a parent. These are not random choices. They are unconscious rituals, deeply ingrained behavioral scripts playing out again and again. You might find yourself consistently attracted to the fixer-upper, believing you can change them, only to discover you're constantly drained. Or perhaps you're drawn to the enigmatic, distant type, mistaking their aloofness for depth, only to be met with a profound sense of loneliness. Consider Sarah, who repeatedly found herself in relationships with partners who betrayed her trust. Each time she swore it would be different, yet the pattern persisted. Through deep introspection, she discovered an unconscious belief that she was inherently unworthy of unwavering loyalty, a belief formed in childhood. This belief, her hidden blueprint, unconsciously guided her choices. Or Mark, a man who always attracted women who were financially dependent on him, draining his resources. He realized his unconscious was projecting a desire to be constantly needed and validated, stemming from an early sense of powerlessness. These aren't isolated incidents. They are universal manifestations of the unconscious demanding resolution. The painful echoes you hear in your current relationships are merely the whispers of your past, amplified. Now, let's introduce technique number 1, shadow integration through mirroring. This powerful technique, rooted in Jungian principles, requires radical honesty. The core idea is this: the traits that most annoy, frustrate, or even repulse you in your partners are often unacknowledged aspects of your own shadow. Instead of reacting outwardly, we turn the gaze inward. The next time you feel that familiar irritation or disgust towards a partner's behavior, stop. Don't blame, don't criticize. Instead, ask yourself, where does this trait exist within me, or where have I repressed it? This isn't about self-blame, it's about reclaiming projected energy. For example, if your partner's indecisiveness drives you mad, consider, where are you indecisive in your own life? Or perhaps, where have you suppressed your own desire to be indecisive, always forcing yourself to be the strong, decisive one? If their neediness is suffocating, ask, where do I deny my own needs, or where do I project my neediness onto others? This requires a fearless exploration of your internal landscape. Journaling is crucial here. Create 2 columns, partner's annoying trait, and where this might be my shadow. Be brutally honest. This process unearths the hidden connections, the unconscious contracts you've made with yourself and others. It reveals how you are unconsciously using your partners as screens onto which you project your unowned qualities. By embracing these shadow aspects, by bringing them into conscious awareness, you begin to dissolve the very magnetic pull that attracts these patterns. It's a profound act of self-reclamation, transforming external conflict into internal integration. This isn't easy, but it's the first seismic shift towards breaking the cycle. Are you ready to face your own reflection, even the parts you've hidden from yourself? Because what you find might just be your ultimate freedom. Feel that shift? That subtle ripple of awareness as you begin to glimpse the true origins of your relational woes? It's a powerful sensation, the initial stirrings of a profound awakening. Now, let's deepen this journey, moving beyond simple recognition to active transformation. We're about to unlock another critical key, another layer of your unconscious patterning, that will help you sever ties with the past and forge a new future. This next technique builds on the raw honesty you cultivated in the first, amplifying your capacity for genuine change. Technique number 2, archetypal dialogues and the anima/animus integration. Jung believed that within each of us resides the archetype of the opposite gender. The anima in men, representing the feminine principle, and the animus in women, embodying the masculine principle. These internal figures profoundly influence who we are attracted to and how we relate. When these archetypes are undeveloped or unintegrated, they lead to distorted projections onto potential partners. For instance, a man whose anima is undeveloped might seek a partner who embodies all the feminine qualities he lacks, emotionality, intuition, creating an unhealthy dependency. A woman with an unintegrated animus might constantly seek a strong male figure to validate her, rather than cultivating her own inner strength. The exercise here is a guided internal dialogue. Find a quiet space. Close your eyes. Visualize your internal anima or animus. What do they look like? What qualities do they possess? Engage them in a conversation. Ask them, what wisdom do you hold for me regarding my relationships? What parts of myself do I need to integrate from you? Why have I been attracting specific type of partner? Listen for their answers, whether they come as words, feelings, or images. If you are a man, your anima might appear as a wise woman, a muse, or a nurturing figure. If you are a woman, your animus might manifest as a stoic warrior, a logical guide, or an adventurous spirit. The goal is to consciously engage with these internal figures, to absorb their strengths and wisdom, rather than unconsciously projecting them onto external partners. This is where the psychology goes deep. By integrating your anima/animus, you become more whole, more balanced. You no longer need to find your missing pieces in another person, reducing the frantic, often desperate search that leads to unhealthy attachments. You start to embody the qualities you once projected. The inner feminine/masculine becomes a source of inner power, a guide for healthy relationship choices. You're not just understanding your patterns, you're actively rewiring your internal guidance system. Imagine the immense shift. Instead of chasing an external ideal, you cultivate it within. The desperate need for external validation diminishes, replaced by a stable, self-sourced presence. This is the path to attracting relationships based on wholeness, not neediness. Think of the woman who, after integrating her animus, stopped seeking dominant partners and instead found a deeply respectful, egalitarian connection. Or the man who, by embracing his anima, became more emotionally available and attracted a partner who truly resonated with his authentic self. These aren't just anecdotes, they are powerful transformations waiting to happen. The next step will reveal the ultimate catalyst for this change. Feel that rising sense of empowerment? The understanding that your destiny isn't predetermined, but rather a canvas awaiting your conscious strokes? We've laid the groundwork, exposed the hidden drivers, and begun the internal integration. Now, prepare for the most potent technique, the ultimate game changer that will not just break the cycle, but invert your entire relational reality. This is where the magic happens, where you stop being a passenger in your own story and become the master architect of your love life. This isn't a quick fix, it's a profound recalibration of your energetic blueprint. Technique number 3, active imagination and future relationship archetype creation. This is Jung's most powerful tool for engaging the unconscious. It's a guided visualization, but far more interactive and transformative than simple daydreaming. This technique allows you to consciously communicate with your unconscious, not just to understand the past, but to actively co-create your future. You will stop attracting what you unconsciously fear and start attracting what you genuinely desire, from a place of wholeness and power. Find a time and place where you won't be disturbed. Lie down or sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Take several deep breaths, grounding yourself in the present moment. Now begin to visualize a sacred space within your mind, a temple, a forest glade, a futuristic chamber, whatever feels right to you. This is your inner sanctuary. In this space, consciously invite the archetype of your ideal relationship. This is not about a specific person, but the essence of the connection you truly desire.